Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a video on my authentic Midori. As you can see stamped in the bottom there. I'm never sure how well that quite comes out on camera. But this is a passport size Midori that I got from the journalshop.com. I've only customised this with a little charm that my sister got me. It was a good luck charm. She got me about a year ago and I always wanted to do something special with it, but I wasn't sure what. And then when I got this, I thought, it'll be absolutely perfect. And then on the front of the Midori, I've got one of these binder clips, which I also have on my regular size Fodori. As I said before, this is from the Pipit Zaka store on Etsy, and I also believe they have a website as well. But yes, I really love these clips, really handy for holding things securely in place. I know it will leave a mark on the Midori, but I don't mind that so much because, as I said in the last video, the more kind of battered and weathered that it looks, the more character it tends to have anyway. So when we see inside, the first thing I've got here is just some little index tabs. I thought these are really cute, so they just pop there for the moment. I did have my Chit-Chat, the pencil board on there, but because I have stuffed this a little bit more than my regular Fodori, it's got much more of a curve to it, and it actually was causing quite a lot of curving in the pencil board, so I've popped that in the back with another binder clip, which I'll show you when we get nearer the back. Okay, so similar to the regular Fodori that I have, I've got a credit card sleeve with the matching file folder at the back, and inside here I've just got a little photo of me and my husband that I printed with the Instax printer, which is quite good actually. The photo quality is not amazing, obviously, but I like the way you can connect it to your Facebook and your Instagram, and it gives you that little blurb at the top about how many likes you had and what you wrote about it. And the thing I love about it is just the ease of being able to print a memory instantly, which when it comes to journaling and things like that, that's brilliant. I've also got in here just a little handwritten note that I had with one of the first orders from a lady I shop with regularly on Etsy. Her shop is called Cute Things from Japan, and her name is Aya, and she uses the most beautiful stamps and has lovely stock, so I really do recommend checking her out. She's an absolute sweetheart as well, and I'm a sucker for handwritten notes. I just love that kind of personalisation in an order, so so I kept that in there because she's got really pretty handwriting. And then on the other side of the credit card sleeves, I've got some index tabs. Now these are quite similar to the Cocoa Fusion I showed you in the last video, in that they're transparent, so they're really handy for highlighting text and things like that, which you'll see I've used throughout the inserts. And what it's also handy for is creating quick access, like tabs to particular entries that you want to access in your notebook or your calendar, etc. And then what I've also got in here are some similar to the schedule seals, I suppose, but they don't really have any decoration. Let me just open these. And they're really quite a small pack of stickers and great for highlighting numbers, dates, etc., bits and pieces like that. So they're really handy, and especially because it's actually quite unusual to be able to get sticker sheets this small. So this was absolutely perfect, along with the index tabs, to fit inside the sleeve. So not only have I got a use for them, but they actually fit in there as well. So let me just pop those back in. Oh, these are always a bit of a bugger to get in. There we go. You can store quite a lot in here. As I said in the last video, it will cause more tightness in the credit card sleeve. Then the first paper insert I've got is actually a 2015 calendar, so I've not actually started using it yet. This is the Midori monthly calendar, and it starts in December this year, so I will likely use it then. I'm not going to have my full planning in here. I'm never going to have day on one page or week on 2 pages or anything like that. But what I will have is when I've got certain appointments, For example, I've got an appointment coming up in January for a scan, and so I've highlighted that with one of these schedule seal type stickers. So it'll be for quick reference. Say for example I'm at the doctor's and I need to book an appointment, I can look at this and quickly see whether I've already organised an appointment for that particular day. So yeah, that's really handy. And this has got quite an unusual cover, and I really like the kind of Moroccan orange. So what I decorated this with was some travel stickers, some Midori travel stickers. I'm not sure whether I'll choose to cover this with scrapbook paper like I will my faux dory. I actually quite like this look. Okay, it's not personal to me, but I still think it looks quite cute. And I popped one on the inside as well because that was just a big blank space. So yeah, that's the first insert, which is a monthly calendar. The second insert I've got is actually a little passport size notebook that I got free with one of my orders from Tobeo. Really cute little notebook, and this is where I keep my journal roughs. Now I do apologise, but I do have some particular things blocked out. Not many, but anything that's particularly personal, I will block out. So basically what I do in this book is when I'm going to write journal entries, which will be in my regular size Fedori, I can be a bit of a neat freak. So I like to get things clear in my mind chronologically, so then I can buff it out with sentences and doodles and stickers and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what I've got in here at the moment, just some journal roughs of some entries I want to write. And then these stamps that I've used, are again from the Pipit Zaka store, and they are the health journal stamps, and they're really cute and they fit in perfectly because the majority of my journal entries at the moment are about exercising, because as I mentioned before in my previous video, I'm on a weight loss journey. So yeah, this is my journal roughs book, because this Midori, my passport Midori, which I've called Polly, she's my, I suppose you could call her my rough notebook. It's where I just chuck everything, I keep her with me, take her everywhere, and everything just kind of gets, you know, slammed into here and then pop neatly in my Fedori or my Filofax, Malden Filofax, sorry, completely slipped my mind then. So everything just gets kind of slammed in here. I'm still neat with her, but it sometimes it's not chronological and all the rest of it, but it's a bit like one big brain dump. So then we come to the second insert, and this is, I suppose, what you would call bullet point journaling, or brain dumping. Probably not bullet point journaling, that would probably be bullet point journaling actually. This would probably be called my brain dump book, and where I kind of shove everything that I need quick access to pop in my other planners. So this is by Word Notebooks, and it actually came to me in a field note size, which is about half an inch longer on each end, so far too big to go in the passport size. So what I did, using a Stanley knife, let me grab my Stanley knife, using a Stanley knife and a cutting mat, I was able to slowly work at the edges of the paper and cut, and it's not perfect, but I filed and buffed down the edges to kind of help with paper cuts and anything like that, which is a tip I picked up from Romany's Realm on YouTube. So I'm really happy with this book. It's got a really good interface, I suppose is what you'd call it. I really like the bullet points down at the side, and it kind of gives you a little breakdown of what you can use them for, but to be honest, for me, they're just cross-outs if I've done it, if I've entered it in my other planners, if I've completed it, anything like that. So yeah, again, I've just covered a couple of bits and pieces with any particular personal information, but you can see here, it's not particularly chronological. I enter it in as it comes into my mind. I like to use the odd little diary sticker, the Korean diary stickers, which are so dinky and cute, and I keep them at the back of the book with the memo board underneath the binder clip, and tick them off when I've entered them in my planner, or as I said, when I've completed them. And you can see here an example of how I've used the index tab to highlight a medical appointment. So then I've kind of got a bit of everything in here, really. You see I've got some more brain dumping here of things that I need to make a note of, things that I need to do. They're not necessarily to-dos. Sometimes some to-dos do slip in here, but I do have a separate section for that. What I've also got in here at the moment is I've been keeping a food diary now for about 6 months, which really helps to kind of monitor your calories. And along with that, because of a lot of the bowel issues I have to keep a poop log. So not particularly a fun thing to do, but if I can make it fun and a little bit cute, then I will. So I've got here some really cute stickers from Beagle's Cakes Art on Etsy, and then a really cute stamp that I got custom made for me by Rad Stamps on Etsy. So it's not a particularly pleasant thing to have to do, but when you need to track and monitor stomach pain or anything like that, it's absolutely brilliant to be able to flick through and see at a glance, rather than on my phone I would have to go back through every day to check how many bowel movements there'd been. So I found this particularly handy. So I started in October. I probably won't enter in my previous months. It depends if my gastroenterologist would need that information at a glance, but for now I've started in October and carrying on through November. So then we've got the next page, and this page is basically an order tracking system. It's not particularly very intelligent. What I do is I write down, anytime I order something, I write it down here so I know what to expect. And then in the side bullet journals, I'll put an S for sent or a T for tracking. And if I've got tracking for it, then I've got an application on my phone that I can track that with. And then down at the bottom, I've used Studio L2E's Planet Series stamps. I've used quite a pale ink there. That's the London Fog Memento ink, but it's quite pale. I've used that to input ongoing orders so that I know what I need to pay for. I know orders that I've currently got open that I can add to, which at the moment there's only the one. So yeah, this is really handy. And then as soon as I finish this page, I'll just pop over to a fresh page and input it. As I said, there's no kind of order or chronologicalness to Polly. She likes it rough. Then over here, a couple of pages, I've got some coupon codes from sellers I buy from regularly. I mentioned this seller in the last video, Mousha. They sell on Etsy and they sell lots of lovely little stickers. So that's a coupon code that I can refer back to when I place orders with them. And then on this side, I've got a coupon code for Christmas that I received from some notebooks I bought from Mosery. So something I will hopefully use before Christmas. And then the next couple of pages, I've received quite a lot of stamps recently that I ordered a while ago. So I've been testing out the inks to see how they bleed, to see how you know, the shadowing is on the pages, and also just to see what the colours come out like. So on here, I've got Studio L2E's Planet Series and some of their kawaii faces, and I'm using Tuxedo, Toffee Crunch and London Fog from the Memento inks, which are actually really good quality inks, made better by the good quality stamps. They're very good stamps, actually. And here I've got a little stamp that I had custom made for me for when I send mail to my pen pals, which I'm behind on, actually. So it says, special delivery with love from Natalie, and I thought that was really cute. I got that a while ago. And then underneath I've got some practice stamping with some tiny stamps I bought from Etsy, really adorable little stamps. Again, planning stamps. Excuse me, I think my dog's coughing in the background. You alright, Chloe? Oh, there we go, it's up. So yes, this was the first time playing with these, and I was a little bit heavy-handed. So I need to be a little bit more delicate. So that's not a diss on the stamps. It's me being too heavy-handed as normal. So yeah, just a bit of stamping practice. And then I wrote down here when I signed up for Gray's box, I used this coupon. But if ever any of you do need a coupon, I've got loads of them with my first box. So just let me know and I'll pop one in the comments for you. So yeah, that was when I signed up for a Gray's box. And then here I've got my to-do section. So again, a bit like with the mail system, when I finished entering on that particular page, I'll just grab another one further down and mark it with an index tab or something. It really is, you know, so easy to be able to enter things in. Excuse me, my husband's just come back in. Hi, love. So this is the to-do section. So I pop any to-dos in there that I've brain dumped into the beginning section where everything just kind of falls out of my head. So not got very much on the go at the moment. I tend to use my phone for a lot of reminders and things like that, because as much as I prefer it on paper, the paper can't jump up and let me know when I actually need to do something. So I do very much still do a lot digitally. I'm just trying to do as much with paper as I can. But when you've got a horrific memory as I have, you do still need that, you know, backup with digital reminders. And then over here I've got just a little journal page, just experimenting with some journaling, and I did some doodles and some stickers. When I changed my breakfast and reduced my calorie intake further, I just wanted to write about it and do a little spread. This was actually before I received my Fodori, so in future I will be journaling inside of that. So this was my first practice journal, if you like. And then over the page, I've just got some medical research. I've been looking into the BMR and the TDEE, which is basically your basal metabolic rate and your total daily energy expenditure. Basically, I should be being referred to a nutritionist or a dietitian soon. So it's just some information about my weight and calorie intake and what I should have as resting calories. And so I've just covered that because it's a little bit personal. And then over the following page related to that, I've just got some to-dos and some pointers that I want to talk through with my doctor. So which is an appointment I've got coming up. And again, these stickers are the same stickers from Beagle's Cakes Art on Etsy. She does really cute kawaii stickers, so I really like those. And that's about it in this notebook. And then at the back, I've got my kawaii Korean diary stickers inside the binder clip. Let me just remove that. And then at the back, I've got my Shit-Ajiki pencil board, which you can see there. It's quite curved, but it's faring much better in the back of this book, and it's brilliant to write on, especially if you want to do some stamping as well. You get a much more consistent stamp when you use a firm surface, which obviously is pretty obvious, but that can be quite difficult to achieve when you're in a traveller's notebook. So I just keep those secure in the back. Let me just, oh, I might have popped that on a bit too prematurely. Bear with me a second. There we go. So then the final section is, again, like my Fodori, is the other side of the credit card pocket, which is the folder sleeve or the zip pocket. And inside here, I've got several different bits and pieces. I've got some washi tape, handy for quick journal entries or covering any mistakes. Washi tape is brilliant for covering mistakes. And then I've got some little sticker packs that I use for random decoration. These are again the Sumiko Garashi character. Really cute little characters, and these are little sticker flakes. And then I've got some Korean diary stickers. Let me just pull these out. I've got a few different sheets of these. Really cute little girl stickers, and each sheet has a different theme. And then I've got some Jettoy stickers, the Choo Choo Cat, which those are really dinky and really cute. So I like using those for the odd bit of decoration. And then the last thing I've got inside here, which I'm not going to pull out because it was a bit of a bugger to get in, to be honest, is the pamphlet that I actually received with the Passport Midori. And what it's got is instructions on how to insert 3 refills or 2 refills. And I always seem to forget because I'm still so new to this. It helps to be able to refer back to that when I'm fiddling around with the inserts. So yes, that's really handy to refer back to. And I don't store anything on the other side. I keep everything on this side, so I've got quick, easy access to it. I have got a craft folder on the way. I might store my stickers in there to save them getting bent along with the book. I'm not sure, or any kind of receipts I need access to. But basically, that's all I've got in Polly. She's very much a quick access notebook, able able to, you know, be very small to carry around with you, and it really is a lovely little notebook, and I'm really quite happy with her. She's got a very different use to the regular size Fedori that I have. The regular size Fedori is very much the neater aspect, and where I will have more of the planning side of things, whereas this one is pretty much more of a catch-all book actually. Oh yes, the final thing I've got in the back is a, I think it's pronounced Lectern or Lectern, adhesive pen loop, which is brilliant really because it's got an elasticated pen loop so you can fit, I've tried fountain pens in there and everything, and it fits in perfectly. What I've currently got in here is a Parker Jotter pen, which is a biro basically, and it's the perfect size because most of the pens I had were actually longer either side than the actual notebook, and that's just too annoying. So I wanted something that fit in perfectly. So I used Romany's Realm again as inspiration and copied her idea of the Parker Jotter. So yeah, this is Polly all set up. As before, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and I do hope that you found this video useful, and I hope to see you again soon. All right, take care. Bye bye.